Good evening and welcome to another gripping episode of By the Braai. Yes, we're now inside. The braai has been done. The wors, the chicken and all the meat have been cooked. What can be said? Well, it was on and then it was off and then it was on and then it was off. And as per usual, once I struck the match, it rained. Well, it downpoured for most of the braai, but at the end it debated, and we had quite a good evening thereafter. Well, for those of you that have just finished watching the Springbok New Zealand game, that was a cruncher. I don't want to say too much about the game, as I'm not a rugby fundi. All I knew that there was a green side and a black side, and the black side was winning, and then the green side was winning, and then the black side was winning, and then I think the black side won by a point. What drew my attention to this particular game was there was a particular gentleman, I think his name was Yankees. Pronunciation is probably incorrect, as I was watching Sky Sport and their pronunciation was Yankees. The unfortunate gentleman. It really is an embarrassment for us South Africans that go and are on the international sports stage and we suffer from a load shed. Now, most of you out there are probably wondering what a load shed is. Well, it's something that I've basically created. I now call it a load shed, and you see rather a lot of them around. It's a haircut which isn't really completed. And the only reason why I think that it is incompleted is due to load shed. You've gone to a place, you've given them your hard-earned cash to have your hair cut, and halfway through, the lights go out. And that's it. Thank you very much. The end of that. You need to live the rest of your life with a haircut like that. And the unfortunate gentleman, and I sincerely hope that while he's in New Zealand, he will source out a barber that will level the playing field, so to speak. Because I think, as with his kicking today, it was very lopsided, and I think the only reason that was because he is imbalanced due to his haircut. There is more balance there. He's got to the right where he cooks to the left, and therefore the kicking is totally out of sync. You'll see them around town where the haircut is cut from here down, but then this section here is still there. It's a load shed. The barber, hairdresser, was really into her hairstyle or his hairstyle, and then lights went out. So my heart and my heart goes out to these gentlemen that now walk the street with a load shed. It's really bad. I sometimes feel like I want to, reach into my pocket and give them some money so that they can go and buy an Eskom card, so that they can go back to wherever they were and pay with an Eskom card, because obviously it's a terrible thing to be sitting in the hairdresser's seat and your hair is half done, and then the lights go out and your hairdresser says, well, that's it. You need to look like a peacock for the rest of your life. Shame. Well, what else can be said for this week? Nothing much. I believe in Maritzburg, the municipality has tarred over all the manholes. They say that they did this by design. There is some logic to the whole thing. They're trying to explain to us as to why. I don't get it. But anyway, we'll go with that. Seeing that they actually tarred roads that didn't have to be tarred, but we'll go with their logic. KPMG has been booted by a few more companies. Unfortunate, but I think it's a sign of the times. We have an election around the corner, and I think at this particular point in time, the ruling party is trying to show the public that they are rooting out all evil. The fact that these companies that they're now rooting out now covered their backsides in bygones and times gone by, I think that's beside the point. Well, I suppose that's politics. Besides that, terrible thing that happened in Las Vegas. Yes, absolutely incredible. A few red flags, though. A person with no military background carries about 30 pounds worth of firearms and ammunitions up to his room, decks his room out with surveillance cameras, takes out surveillance cameras and then breaks windows, and then goes ape on I think it was a country festival in the car park down below, wounding over 500 and killing over 50. Doesn't gel with me, but yet it's reached global headlines and everyone is up in arms as to what's going on. Question: here in good old RSA, we're losing that amount of people on a daily basis, be it through crime, reckless, negligent, farm murders, etc., etc., and that never ever enters the world stage. So that's something that the press and the world press should actually think about. And I know that I have Facebook friends and followers that are over the ocean, not wanting to stir up a hornet's nest, but share my video because I'd like to know why a British correspondent is not making noise over a 67-year-old or an 80-year-old woman that is bound and raped in her home for a cell phone or 50 rand. But yet a gentleman in Las Vegas gets headline news for 5 days in a row. Well, that's just me. That's just my warped sense of commitment. Other than that, there's not much that can be said. We've had some lovely rain this week, and I believe, according to the weatherman, we're going to be having some rain next week as well, which is fantastic. I sincerely hope that the farmers are enjoying this rain, and I really hope it's raining in the right places, because I can tell you right now that the farmers definitely need this. If you've been praying for this, well, pat yourself on the back because your prayers have now been answered. Well, that's basically it for now. I've waffled on for 8 minutes. I do apologize most profusely. And I sincerely hope that I haven't kept you away from the dinner table or your friends and family or something interesting on the television. So, from me to you, family, friends, and faithful followers, I sincerely hope you have an awesome weekend. I definitely am. It was a fantastic afternoon. Spent it squabbling with the family. New outlook. Yes, absolutely fantastic. But now sitting back, relaxing, chilling, and tomorrow is another day. So to all of you out there, friends, family, and faithful followers, have an awesome weekend. If you're traveling tonight or you're at a party or you're going to a party a little bit later, please drive safe. It's not you that I'm worried about. It's the other silly bugger. Keep well. If you can't do it properly, take photographs. And we'll see you all next week. Next week is going to be a fun-filled week. I can tell you right now, By the Braai might come to you early on a Friday. Uncensored. And that video might contain scenes of sex, nudity, strong language, and violence. So you have been warned. Anyway, from me to you, have a good weekend. Toodles.